Hi, I'm Chris MacDonald and I'm really interested in industrial strategy. And today I'm with my colleagues Ian and Paul, and we're having a look at the financial forecasts for the business. And I know in some businesses it would be unusual to sit down with your colleagues and do that, but I'm really interested in involving people in the business in the decision making. And in fact we do that in a great way here at the Materials Processing Institute. And I've got my colleagues along here because I thought that they could tell you a bit about that. So Ian is one of our trade union representatives, and Paul is an elected member of the Institute who sits as a representative on our council as a non-executive director. So Ian, you like me have been a trade union member for a very long time.
Longer than I care to think about.
Yeah, so what sort of attracted you to become a trade union member in the first place, and then why did you want to become a workplace representative?
Well, originally as a trade union official, you do have some impact into how the business operates and how it progresses in the future, and you can also have a really good input into how the planning of the business goes, and also for the care of the employees going forward. So, and you can do that actually without having the full responsibility of management. So I don't have to worry so much about the financial decisions, but we also have to have a look at if the impact of any future plan, what the impact of future plans has on the financial stability of the company as well.
Yes, that's you're absolutely right, and I get the benefit of that. I get the benefit of your advice as well, Ian. But what do you think's the hardest thing in that? What are the things that you find the most difficult?
Well, if we're talking really roughly, there is some. Obviously, businesses go through rosy periods and they also go through some rocky periods, and there is a lot of tough decisions that have to be made going through. And with collaboration between the union and management, you can actually try to make those as painless as possible for employees going forward. And it also highlights the possibilities of future initiatives that we can actually hopefully bring in new employees to if you like, secure the future of the company going forward.
No, thanks very much for that, Ian. And consultation with the trade union is one of the main means that we have of working with employees. But not all of our employees are trade union members, and so we also have a staff representative, Paul, who sits on our board as a non-executive director alongside the other non-executive directors. And that was a change I introduced when I set up the Institute in 2014. So Paul, do you want to just explain a bit about how you ended up getting involved as the elected staff representative?
Well, it all started off when we announced that the Institute was being set up, and it was announced that the employees were important, and I realised straight away that one thing missing off the council was any staff representation. So my immediate ask in that first meeting that we had announcing the Institute was, please can the staff have representation on the council? Having asked for that, we then come along to how do we get that staff representation, which is by an election. And having asked for it, I had to put myself forward to say, well, I was willing to be the staff person to do it. So a year after we set up, we had the first election for a staff representative. I put myself forward, I was elected for that, served the first 3 years, and I'm now into the second 3-year tenure of being the staff representative on the council.
No, I think some people in other companies will be surprised at the level of access to information, responsibility, strategic decision making that you've got as an employee. So do you want to just describe what that is and how that works?
I'll be honest, I actually not only see the financial forecast, I see the forecasts monthly and what the monthly status of the company is. And I actually have the situation where even on the council, I'm effectively your boss.
That's right. Yeah, you are. Yeah, yeah.
As a council member, we could actually vote you out of your job if we really felt like it.
It's true. No, you're absolutely right.
Which is a different position to be in.
Yeah, yeah, it is. That's absolutely right. So Paul's got all of the responsibilities, legal responsibilities of any director, whilst being a senior engineer working in the institute as well. And this is really, you know, just an example of the kind of culture that we've got here. So when we set up the institute, as Paul describes, we created this role of an employee director. We also have 10% employee ownership, a bonus scheme that shares profits relatively to the lower paid more than the higher paid in the organisation, paid internships, a commitment to pay the real living wage. And all of this continues as well. So last year I was pleased to sign the Armed Forces Covenant. And this year we're looking at fair tax mark accreditation, because we're proud of the tax that we pay, which contributes to local and national services as well. So if you're out there and, like me, you're sat in the hot seat, the CEO making decisions, then no doubt, like me, what you want at all times is to make sure that the best decisions are made. And I can guarantee that when I make proposals and suggestions, having these guys sat here who consult widely with the staff and bring all of the expertise that we have in the business to bear on those decisions, the decisions are robustly tested, they're always improved, and they're much more easily implemented as well. So I'd strongly recommend, if you've got a business and you want to take advantage and really engage people in the business, then consider some activities like this in order to really engage staff in the business and have genuinely a more successful business as well. I hope you've enjoyed what I've got to say about this. If you've got other ideas for what you'd like me to talk about regarding industrial strategy, again, leave a comment or some feedback below the video. And don't forget to click on subscribe and press the bell notification, and then you'll get all of my blogs in future as well. Bye for now.